And all of this obviously is something that we can definitely edit because, well, I have to do it anytime, all the time anyways. So, hey everybody, welcome back to Two Dads Having a Beer, the podcast where the stories are as fresh as the beers that we put in our bellies. And so today we're going to be loosening up the bolts, having a whole flight together. Every week we bring on a brand new guest, somebody who's a little bit different than the last guy, but we all have the same title inside of the four walls of our home. Conversations are honest and conversations are clear. We don't really care about titles unless you're a brewmaster. Of course, that is a pretty cool title to have. This show is about showing up, leaning in, having a good old conversation, talking about things that matter most to us in our life. I'm your host, Brandon Labonte, and I want to thank everybody again for coming to Two Dads Having a Beer. I am a proud father of 10. It is a blended family. I know that's a shocker for a lot of people out there, but I'm doing my best to protect, to provide, and to give the best presents that I can, not in fact gifts, but the actual being there for the family that I love so much. And if you guys are new to Two Dads Having a Beer, make sure that you like us, follow us, and get ready to crack open a new one, because this week, tonight's guest dad, as you can see, he's smiling at the camera right there, it is proof that your journey doesn't actually follow a straight line, right? Sometimes it curves, sometimes it's going through a roller rink, sometimes it's speeding around a racetrack, and you end up owning and building a brewery with character and craft, right? So Scott Brown is the owner and brewmaster right here of Daft Cow Brewery in Alachua, Florida, the place that is beautiful, quirky, creative, and it's one of those things that if you can see the logo, and we'll show you the logo, you could be proud of. And the fact that he's a brand new grandpa, wow, we're just taking whole new levels of being a father around here. So what really makes Scott stand out is he built Daft Cow not just as a place to serve great beer, but a place to bring people together, and a space that has meaning, and it's full of stories, creativity, and where community actually can collide and join each other in a nice craft beer. So let's raise some glasses to Scott Brown, who's behind the beer. What do you got drinking over there, buddy?
Let's do number one.
Number
Nice,
one.
no, or number two. Let's do number two. I'm
Number
sorry.
two.
Number two will be our number one beer. This is a nice light Kolsch. Good palate cleanser. Good way to start.
A nice palate cleanser. Fantastic. Hey, cheers. You know the one thing I love about beer, man? After a long, long day and hot summer in Florida, the crispness of a cold beer that just kind of hits you right.
This is it.
It just hits you right, baby. This is beautiful.
Yeah.
And so, obviously, this is one of your creations.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
On your list of creations, what number is this? Besides
This is
number 2 in the flight box.
This is number two up on the board.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's a limited release. We do it only during the summer, kind of late summer.
Okay.
Part of our Oktoberfest series for kind of late fall, late summer, fall.
Man,
yeah, it's nice.
I could drink these all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I really could. They're just so, they are literally refreshing, crisp.
Yeah.
They have that bitterness on the backside, which
A little bit, yeah.
just kind of makes you feel like, man, you're drinking something good.
We do have two other light beers on tap too, but this is a nice one.
So we are live right now, also, as we're recording this episode of Two Dads Having a Beer. If you want to say hi to everybody right there.
Hey everyone.
Hey everybody, come on down to Alachua, Florida, and join us for
Get
a
cold
flight.
beer.
Get yourself a lot of cold beers, but be responsible.
Yes.
That's the key, right?
That's it.
It's almost on every glass. So, what does a brewmaster do every single day, Scott?
What do I do? A lot of it is actually cleaning.
Okay.
A lot of cleaning. We're always cleaning, if not the tanks and the brew house. We're cleaning the whole brewery.
Right.
You know, from the floors to the bathrooms to the bar, the whole works. So that's what we do. We try to keep everything extremely clean, very sanitary, and that's what makes good, clean beer.
Yeah. So from a day-to-day breakdown, right? So you get here at what time and you leave at what time, and all those things are packed in the middle, right?
Yeah. So usually start around 8 o'clock in the morning. Brew day looks like 8 o'clock in the morning. Start milling, and it's good. It goes down real nice,
So
right?
nice. Yes. When you say milling, what's that?
Yeah, so
for
we're
our non-brewers.
Yeah, so we're just grinding all the grain down, cracking the shell open to get these starches out of there, which is going to get converted into sugars for the wort, and that's what we do. So it takes about a half hour to do that. Put it into the mash tun. start mashing it, just steeping the water,
Right
hot
on.
water with the grain, making some good wort, and then get it ready to boil and put the hops in there, and that's it. And it smells wonderful in here.
I can imagine. It smells good in here all the time. Hey, anyways, listen, I am wearing a Daft Cow Brewing Company shirt, and for you subscribers, if you guys are a subscriber, you have an opportunity to get one of these. It's always going to come in a size medium, and it might have been worn once, but that's besides the point. You're going to get one if you are a subscriber and you win. And we like to rep out the brewery that we're either drinking from or wearing. And this week, I'm literally in the place of the shirt that I'm wearing. It's like going to a rock concert and wearing the rock shirt that you're going to see. And I don't know if it's faux pas or not.
I don't know. I got some people that won't wear my shirts in here, and I think it's kind of weird. They wear other brewery shirts, which is cool.
Right.
The other breweries around here are really great.
Yeah, they are. I mean, but if you wear a brewery from like San Francisco or something like that, you're like, oh man, I was here. Cool. It's a different type of shirt.
Right.
It's like going to see Alice Cooper and then wearing the Alice Cooper T-shirt. I don't know. Maybe it's for me, but I'm wearing it because I love you and I love this place and I appreciate you so much. What is this? Yeah, you can watch TikTok. It's on right now. I just can't see it. But you can. Oh, you can't see us. Oh, that's weird.
Uh-oh.
That's okay. Oh, I'm gonna put it over here.
Uh-oh.
There you go. That's why, because I don't have enough like zoom. Can't really zoom out.
So it's just me.
It's just you, baby.
All right.
I'm gonna do this.
There we go. Wide angle.
All right, wide angle. Everybody's gonna have to turn their cameras sideways when it comes to two dads having a beer live. Yeah, if the camera's not far enough away, sometimes it gives you a little bit of a hiccup. Hey, listen, if you're not having technical difficulties, you're not trying.
That's right.
You gotta have it doing. First thing you said to me is that there's a lot of wires here.
And after a few beers, everything's sideways.
And nailed it. It's actually true. So let's go back to the beginning, Scott.
Yeah.
Like the Daft Cow Brewery thought. What inspired that to become this beautiful building that we're in right now?
So I was a part of the Homebrew Club, great club in town here. They've had Hogtown Homebrew Club, yeah. They've had 6 different brewers go pro, meaning they opened up their own brewery.
Right on.
And great club to be a part of. Always been an entrepreneur. Got part of this club and started making some pretty good beer. In the beginning, it was not so good, but got part of the club. They helped me out make some good beer.
Yeah.
And I thought, I could maybe do this as a profession and open a brewery. The Daft Cow is not part of the original concept at all. We were trying to think of a name originally, and Daft Cow was just the name of one of the beers.
Okay.
Daft Cow Milk Stout, nice English beer. And one of my daughters said, hey, let's make the brewery called Daft Cow Brewery. And I wasn't really too crazy about the name. I said, well, that might work. Make me a logo and make it some kind of a daft, crazy, silly, funny. I said, make me a funny, crazy, silly cow logo, and I'll think about it. So she made the logo, and I thought, it's pretty cool. So let's put it on some shirts. And we put on shirts and just went around to different breweries and wore it all the time and had about a dozen shirts made. And everyone was saying, where's this brewery at? That's a cool logo, cool name. And I'm like, all right, I think we got something.
So you field tested it.
Yeah.
And you got some marketing response that was really positive. Yeah. How awesome was that your daughter was able to create something that is so iconic in this Alachua County area? I mean, it is one of the breweries that's in the list of 300 and something we just talked about the other day, 355 active breweries, and you're like number 4. Here in the Gainesville area, and there are some really, really strong, big breweries.
Great breweries here, yeah.
And so for you to kind of jump the list on that, and to know that right here, small town Alachua, there's a brewery that everybody can enjoy something amazing. So obviously it all came together, right? But the journey was probably ups and downs. Maybe you can talk about some of those, and maybe there's somebody who's like, man, I want to start. I brew at home all day long, and I'd love to get this thing started. Talk about some of those things that really inspired you, that you had to not inspired you, but had to get through those obstacles.
I would say first thing for any entrepreneur wanting to get started is have a passion for it. You gotta want to do it for making no money or very little money.
Okay.
And do a lot of research. Go to different breweries. I went to local breweries, I went to regional breweries and asked a lot of questions. Just ask people questions, and all of them are great. They're willing to give you that information. Be part of the home brew club in your area. Talk to them about how to make beer, how to make really good beer. There's different styles. You got to just talk to a lot of people, do a lot of research. That's really what it is, just doing a lot of research to see if your concept is going to work in the market that you want to be in.
Okay. So, what do you want people to feel when they walk through these doors?
So the name Daft Cow, it means silly. Well, first it means silly girl or crazy girl. I have wife and 2 daughters,
Right.
so I think it kind of fits, and they're happy with the name. They love it. But Daft being silly, funny, crazy, I think craft beer should just be fun.
Yeah.
And that's the whole premise behind the brewery, is just have fun. I don't want people to come in here and feel intimidated about being in here, about not knowing what kind of beer to drink. They've never been to a brewery or never had craft beer. I want them to just come in here, have fun, enjoy it, make a nice community space, and just have a good time. That's it.
That's all you can ask for, right?
And if they love it, if they love the beer, that's even better.
So I'm just going to be totally honest with you. I've gone to breweries before, right? And I've had beers, and I'm just like, this one's not for me, But that's okay, right?
Yeah.
Because everybody's palate is different. Everybody has different tastes, and everybody has different ideas of what they want to drink. And when they build something, there's going to be somebody who likes it. It might not have been me that time, but I have yet to find one here, bro.
Awesome.
That has not said, wow, you need to buy another one of those every single time. Now, I'm not a big dark stout type of person. The oatmeals, they really weigh heavy on me.
Okay.
But, from time to time I'll have some. But honestly, you do such a great job, which brings me to my next question for you. So, what exactly was the weirdest creation that you've ever made that you said, that really works?
Well, I gotta tell you the weirdest creation I made that didn't work.
Okay. We'll start there.
Yeah, let's start there.
But while we're doing that, what are we drinking next?
Let's go with number one, which is our number one seller. It is our flagship beer. It is called Liquid Therapy.
Liquid Therapy, yes.
This
I've had
is
this
a
many, many times.
hazy IPA. It is delicious, 7.2%. Awesome beer. It has Simcoe, Citra, and Amarillo hops.
Amarillo by Morning?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Every time I have one of these, it just reminds me, like, I just bit into an orange on walking through a grove.
Yeah.
It is so freaking good. Now, obviously, it's like biting the actual orange.
Yeah.
Right? But that's what an IPA is about. Like,
Right.
you get that heavy, citrusy overtones, and it's just so...
Some orange, some grapefruit in there. Yeah.
It's really, really good, man. And this is Liquid Therapy.
That's it.
So your funny story.
We'll have to come back to this one. Another funny story about the Liquid Therapy too. Okay. So the worst beer we made is a jalapeno blonde. We used a puree. It was a fresh jalapeno puree, so it's a little bit more of the hot jalapeno. I think we put too much in it.
Concentrated?
Very concentrated. It was just hot. It was all fire. Wow. We called it Prairie Fire. And it was hot. That was the worst beer ever made. I had a few customers that loved it. I didn't like it, but it made great chili. I guess that makes sense. Amazing chili.
Okay, I actually was just talking to somebody recently about a beer that they made, which was a nice jalapeno beer.
Yeah.
And he said he wasn't sure that it was going to be one that took off. It's a Herfling brewery out of, I think, Ohio. And he's just talking online. And he's like, because he showed the can, and I said, man, that looks really, really interesting. I'd love to try that. He's like, well, I don't have any more, but, because it just flew off the shelves. People really liked it. But it is about the level of mixture. Right?
Yeah, it
is. So you can't be over the top, right?
Yeah.
Well, you live and you learn, or you die.
That's right.
With all that jalapeno. So, the story of Liquid Therapy.
Liquid Therapy. So, before I opened the brewery, a good friend of mine, he owns a brewery. Okay. And he has kids about the same age as my kids.
Sure.
And teenagers at the time, and a lot of teenagers are going through therapy or going through problems, trying to figure life out as they become older. And I'm like, I don't know what's with kids today. I just don't get it. They're all going through therapy, and I just don't get it. And we were drinking a beer, and I said, "This is my therapy right here," in liquid form. I said, and then it clicked, Liquid Therapy, and I said, that is the beer name. That's our number one beer name. And I said, that's mine, trademark, got it. And so he couldn't take it. And when we opened up, about a month after we opened, that was the beer. developed a great recipe, and it's the #1 beer we've had since we put it on.
So what a really, really powerful way to, just instantaneous creativity that pops into your head. I mean, I love the human mind for that right there. It's pretty awesome. So Liquid Therapy, awesome name,
Yeah.
fantastic beer. So it literally is like I feel like I should be laying on a couch and just talking, maybe crying a little bit.
Right.
But but this is design, man, and I really appreciate that. So hey, you've got 2 grown daughters,
Yeah.
right? And so, what's this chapter of fatherhood been like, being a business owner with grown daughters?
It's so we got through all the challenges of the teenage years, and
Yeah.
now they're adults, and I think we're kind of getting back to being close again. You know, you kind of get those ups and downs
Sure.
where you just want them to just go away and just figure life out or something, but you don't want them to really go away. I mean, you love them, and
I understood what you were saying. Yeah.
you love them, but it's tough. And now, you know, they're adults, and so we can kind of relate to things a little bit more. When they're, you know, when teenagers, you can't relate with them; they can't relate with you, and so it's tough. But now we're starting to relate to, adult stuff again, and they're awesome. One, a younger daughter, she has a 5-month-old now, and so
Got to that point yet,
this is
so
great.
Grandpa, that's
Yep.
fantastic.
So, but yeah, they're both doing wonderful.
Right, man. I also have older kids, right? And being able to connect with them. I remember having a beer with my oldest son for the first time, and I was just like, wow, this is really kind of very different. And it was kind of surreal at the same time. Like I told him he shouldn't be doing these things right when he was younger, right? Because you're trying to protect your children. You're
Right.
trying to raise them up so that they can be responsible adults, not like big kids.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I was like, man, this is he's earned it. He's got his stripes. He's put in the years, so to speak, right? And I was like, I want to have this opportunity with him and me, and I cherish it, right? And so I get it when we're in a different stage of fatherhood. Listen, I've got a 6-year-old. She's sitting over here, and that requires me to kind of tone down my adulting, right?
Yeah.
And so being a dad, and now let's talk about that new level, right? You are now a grandpa,
I know. Wow.
and that is such a fantastic feeling. And so, what is your idea of how you're going to influence this new child into your life?
Yeah. So, man, I'm thinking like learn from the mistakes. That's the main thing. Um, you know, I think I made a lot of mistakes with, everyone does with my children, and there's a few things I wish I would have done differently. I think I could have done a lot better. I think I did good on many things,
Yeah.
but there's a few things I wish I would have done differently, and just learn from the mistakes, and that's what I'm going to try to do, and just cherish the moments that I have with the grandson, and it's going to be awesome. He's a great kid already.
Yeah, it's 5 months.
5 months, yeah.
5 months.
He's big.
They get to be so big so quick,
So
right?
quick.
You forget about that.
Yeah.
Like that literally happened to you too with your kids, and they just kind of grow up so differently. Being a grandparent means that you get to hold them, hug them, spoil them, and then give them back, right?
Yeah.
So it's really an amazing opportunity for you and your wife to get a hold of the heart of somebody who is going to love you.
Yeah, we're doing this thing ever since his first month. He was laying in his bed, and he had his fist kind of pointed out toward my fist, and so we did a fist bump. And I was like, man, his hands are just so cute and so small. So we did a fist bump, did a photo, and so every month now I do a fist bump photo with him.
Oh man!
And so we're gonna see how his
how
hand
many months you could do that?
grows.
How big his hand grows?
Yeah.
Oh man! What happens if he's like the Hulk?
Right.
Like, what is going on? That's so funny.
But yeah, we just don't want to lose those moments, because they do grow up so fast.
You don't want to lose those moments, which reminds me, like you mentioned when on the guest dad bio builder, and so if anybody's watching right now, like listen, if you're a dad, you have a story to tell. And so I would love to help you share your story, just kind of getting part of it. And all you got to do is send me an email, send me a direct message, and I'll get you the guest dad bio builder, and you can just fill that out, and we'll schedule a date and a time for you to get on the show. Because this show is not about your title, about how much clout you have in in your world, it's about being a dad, right? And so anybody from no matter walk of life, you could be rich, you could be poor, you could be, from, I don't even know. If you have a jet airplane, please let's do the show on that. That's all I'm asking. That would be pretty cool.
I want to be there.
Right, we're going to invite Scott because he's going to bring a couple beers for
All
us.
right.
But at the end of the day, we're talking about those memories, right? And being better than you were for the moments that you might have not been as stellar as a parent that you could have been.
Yeah.
Right? So talk about the memory from Disney trip that still warms your heart.
Oh man, there's so many of them. We used to go to Disney quite a bit, so I can't really think of any one specific moment. Because I have two daughters, about a year and a half apart from each other,
Okay.
and each one is a little bit different, but they're both so great. So we share different experiences and different memories with each one of them. And yeah, just the Disney trips, just the car ride down to Orlando and back, it was just so fun. And just walking together, when they're probably around 8 to 10 years old, that was just so fun because they're old enough to really enjoy and experience Disney, and those are probably some of the best memories of when they're around 8 to 10 years old, and just experiencing all that, and just made me almost feel like a kid again, being able to go and ride all the rides and with them, and they bring the youthfulness back to you, because they're just so fun and full of energy.
Lots of energy.
Yeah.
So just to kind of touch base on that, obviously some of the things that I really, really love are these micro moments that they, in the grand scheme of things, to anybody else outside of the people that you love, they're minuscule. They don't mean anything, right? But when my daughter was this morning, like we're walking to go to church, and she decides that she wants to hold my hand, right?
That's great. Yeah.
Just like, man, those, you want to cherish that for that moment, because 2 minutes later she's like, your hand's sweaty, you're gross. Like, what do you do with that? Like, all right, I'll take the first part of that memory, and I'll keep that one. That one's pretty awesome.
That's funny.
But so from the standpoint of real talk and personal growth, like in that guest dad bio builder that everybody's going to be filling out here soon, you mentioned that patience was something that you were working on. What brought that up?
Yeah, so patience it's a tough one. I think I'm a patient person until I'm not.
Until somebody reminds you.
Right. And I think everyone can be a little bit more patient.
Yeah.
In general, but there are many times where I think as the girls got older, I would lose my patience a little bit with them, and I needed to just step back and remember that they're growing, they're learning, and I need to just let them kind of express themselves and learn. But it was just really tough, and now as a business owner, I'm kind of relearning that again because I'm working with all different types of people, different personalities that I've never known before, and some of them are very young. They're 21 to 25 years old. So I need that patience again, and I just kind of think back to when my girls were growing up, where I didn't have the most patience, and so now I'm really focusing on that every time before I say something.
Right.
Just think about it before you say it, and just let them speak. My wife has always told me that too. Just let them speak, let them say what they have to say, and just be patient with them, and that's made a big difference. So listening to the wife.
Yeah, that's true. But one of the things that I've learned about patience, and I'm sure that you could agree with this, is patience isn't necessarily acceptance.
Right. Absolutely.
And being a boss, right? Being patient with somebody is not necessarily approving of their behavior or approving of the things that they've done or the lack of things that they've done when they should have been checking off lists.
Right.
We have these things that have to happen every single night because that's how our business stays in motion, and these are how we are compliant, and this is why we have a very highly responsible community like health codes and those types of things, especially at a brewery, right?
Right.
So, yeah, I understand that, and I'm first of all, kudos to you, man, for having the understanding that you have to take a step back sometimes and take a look at the bigger picture and be like, all right, there's probably a better avenue to go down than the one I want to go down.
Right.
At this moment, and that's growth. That's also dadding 101. Especially with our kids,
Yeah.
I know that with my 6-year-old, there are things that she has done that I remember my other kids doing, and I'm like, I responded very differently for all of them. I'm gonna do it differently at this point.
Yeah.
So that obviously rolls over into being a boss and
Yeah.
being a business owner and having employees, especially because they have lives too, right?
Yeah.
And they were conditioned a certain way, and they were brought up a certain way, and so they may not have the same understanding
Right.
of how things should go. So that's where we kind of guide them and move them through that. So hey, listen, you just mentioned your wife. Tell me about her and how important she is, and how much money she's spending in San Francisco right now.
Yeah, right now she is in San Francisco working on an event there for her job. Also doing some research is what she told me.
Is
Some
that what that's called?
brewery research.
Brewery research. Yeah,
So
good
she's
stuff.
sending a lot of pictures. Looks good. Good stuff. She's been telling
A
me about
full
the beers.
glass and then an empty glass, right?
A lot of those. Yeah. And so yeah, she's awesome. In the beginning, for the brewery part of it, anyways, she was not really supportive. She supported my hobbies. Every time I have a new hobby of doing different things, she was very supportive. When I had the hobby of brewing, she said, "Yeah, this is really cool. Love it. Make some good beer. It makes the house smell like cookies and bread. Love it." Then I said, "Hey, how about we take this to the next level and make a brewery?" And she said, "Absolutely no." And my friend that I mentioned before, we talked to him. She knows him and his wife really well too. So we talked, went to a few different breweries, and he said, a brewery is actually not a bad investment, and I think you guys can make it work.
Wow.
And she said, well, maybe. So
Okay.
I went from no to maybe, and then about a year later, it was like, we should get this for the brewery. We should get that for the brewery. She was telling me what we should be getting for the brewery for design aspects and just a lot of different types of beer we should have.
Wow.
So it kind of grew on her, and it took many years. We took about 4 years to develop the brewery before we actually opened the doors.
Okay. Yeah, that's a lot of
partially
margins
because
and
of COVID.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. What a terrible time in America.
Yeah, so it's a long time. So if you're thinking about building a brewery, it doesn't happen overnight. When I talked to several people, I thought it could happen within a year. And most of them said it takes at least 2 years, some about 4 or 5 years. So you got to be very passionate about it and stick it out for a long haul before you can even open the doors.
You actually mentioned that in the very beginning of our conversation, that if you are looking to be an entrepreneur, right? And an entrepreneur it's a heart. It's a heart for doing something that nobody else is doing, right? Adding value to where people see it. Like, I've talked to people a few times, and we've said, you know why plumbers are so successful? It's because nobody wants to deal with it, literally and figuratively, right? And because there is value in that, somebody said, I can make that work, and I can make money doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And the other point is action. Action is one of the things that people forget about. Listen, you can have a dream, you can have all the plans in the world. If you don't take action on those two things, those two things are pointless.
Yeah.
And entrepreneurs say, I'm action oriented.
Yeah.
Right? I can make somebody help me find the plan, because I have the dream, and somebody can help me find the plan. But we're gonna make this happen.
Yeah.
And so that's a rare find, right? I feel like you definitely have that based on your resume, which you didn't send to me, but you did send me a guest dad bio builder, and you've done so many things, man. You are a roller rink referee or something. Who was that?
A floor guard and a manager.
A floor guard and a manager,
So,
like bam, smashing those kids.
Yeah.
You're going the wrong way.
Yeah, they call it a floor guard. So we wear the striped shirt, the
Okay.
referee-looking shirt,
Sure.
and it was back in the '90s. So I used to roller skate back in the '80s when it was huge, and then in the '90s I got a job at a roller rink for 8 years, and so playing the music and just skating around all day long. Loved it. I think maybe 25, 26. And did up to about 32, and I loved roller skating.
Can
It
I
was
see your
amazing.
thighs?
Oh man, they're not like they were. They were strong. But yeah, that was great. But when I was probably around 28, most of the kids at the roller rink are between 8 to 13 years old.
Sure.
And so you're taking care of 200, 300 kids that are 8 to 13, and there's only 3, 4 floor guards doing this, and at the end of the day, I'm like, this is really the best birth control ever. I'd say that all the time, best birth control ever. And because I didn't have kids at that time, I didn't. I met my wife. We had, the stepkids technically,
Right.
but that was, when I was in my early 30s.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so I didn't want them, but I
That's
loved them.
Yeah.
The roller rink was great. The kids were great. They're so much fun.
It's an absolute blast. My daughter loves roller skating. I used to go to the roller rink all the time and be like, "Hey, can we play Joan Jett?
Yeah.
Please push that one off, please." It's just like, so how do you balance business and family, and even more so, how important that is, especially now that you have grandkids? How do you make sure that you're being present at home as well as being present for your kids that work here as well? I'm
So-
sorry, they're not children.
Yeah, well, I don't have any that work here.
No, I was just making a statement
Yeah,
of your employees are not children,
right?
in case they're watching.
But I did have one daughter who worked here for a year, and then
Okay.
that's the one who had the son, my grandson. So I've been here 3 years, and yeah, the first probably 2 years, my wife said, "You spend way too much time at the brewery." I was here 12 to 14 hours a day, 7 days a week. I pretty much lived here, and that's just trying to get things going. I started with very little money on this brewery, so I didn't have any payroll. So I had to work all the hours, I had to do everything.
Yeah.
I worked behind the bar in the evening and worked the brew house in the daytime making the beer.
Right.
So it was pretty much just me, and I had 3 employees.
Right.
And that's what we did for the first year and a half. And it wasn't many, so
Right.
it was very difficult. And now I'm trying to, my friend who has a brewery, he's a good advisor. He's like my top advisor, and he says you need to step back and let people work it, and you just got to figure out how to do things without you being there, and let them run the show. And you got to enjoy life and enjoy the family and spend that time while you can.
You still do the brewing, and then you
I
have
do.
like maybe a house manager or something like that.
Not. I don't have any managers at all.
Okay.
We're still pretty small, so I don't want to call anyone a manager because
Sure.
they'd be a manager of one. And
Yeah. Department of one.
Right.
Who are you managing? Time.
Yeah. Right. So, but I have a very great staff, and our customers could go to any one of them, and they would know how to answer questions and take care of things as if they were a manager.
Yeah.
So I don't want to give that title to anyone as a manager.
Sure.
They just don't need it. They're
Right.
all a manager.
Right. So I mean that's a great way to be a boss, right? You understand that everybody has the capacity to do whatever you need them to do, but they also understand what they need to get done.
Yeah.
If there was a lack of people that night, they could get it done. And I could attest that everybody that I talk to, no matter who it is or when I show up, they always are helpful, courteous, kind, and quick.
That's good.
Right, and
Yep,
that
that's what it
is
should
one
be.
of the best things about being at a brewery is how fast you can get what you're looking for, right? And they're Johnny's on the spot all the time, or Carrie's on the spot, whatever.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Daft Cow, right?
Okay.
How can people support what you're building?
How can they support it? Just come on in. We don't sell our beer in the stores or in the restaurants or in bars or anywhere. We're very small, just a neighborhood tap room. A small 3.5 barrel system, so there's not enough beer to be produced to be able to sell it anywhere else, and distribution is just not the game I wanted to get into. So we just have our tap room, and we focus on just tap room sales and events. We have a great event room. It's a great, nice event room. We had 2 events this weekend. We had a birthday party for almost 100 people, and we had a 50-year class school reunion on Friday.
What school?
It was Gainesville High.
Nice. Go Hurricanes.
And
That's my alma mater.
And they brought a great crowd, nice crowd, awesome people. That was such a fun party. And so we focus on events like that, and just having the place really available for the community.
Okay.
We just want to be that neighborhood community space in a smaller town. Alachua is a smaller town, but it's growing.
Right.
And everyone is just so friendly here, and it's just it's a beautiful place.
I agree with you on all those things. What are your hours? How long are you open for?
So we're open from noon until 9 Tuesday through Thursday, noon until 10:30 on Friday, and noon until 10 on Saturday, and noon till 8 on Sunday.
Fantastic.
So Monday is our only day that we're closed. We got a kind of reboot.
Okay, well, listen, you got to have a day off. Right?
Yeah.
You got to be able to do something
Yeah.
that requires it. So, how can people find you online, on your website, on your email address?
Yeah, daftcowbrewery.com on our website. If you go on Instagram or Facebook, it's at Daft Cow Brewery. Yeah, that's where we're at.
We'll make sure that all of those things are on this description as we go through. And if you guys are following us right now, you make sure you go to Daft Cow Brewery on Facebook. I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to mention those other places, but you know where to find them. Just Daft Cow. It's in Alachua, Florida. And if you're in this area, hey, listen, if you're traveling through the state of Florida, right, you're probably on I-75. It is 7 miles.
I think it's less than that.
It's even less than that.
Yeah, maybe like
it's like maybe
miles.
4.5 miles off of I-75, and it's one left.
That's it.
It's it. It's so easy to find. So make sure that if you're traveling, come on down. They've got some great stuff. Do you guys offer anything else besides beer and fun and quirkiness?
Yeah. So we do have. We started doing craft cocktail seltzers.
Nice.
So we make a clear seltzer. It's 12%, so a nice high ABV seltzer.
Right.
And we mix it with different kinds of mixers, and it's similar to a rum or vodka drink. And we have 5 or 6 different drinks available all the time, like a classic mojito, cranberry lime. Got Dragonade. That's our most popular one. Delicious cocktails, and they're a good seller too.
They are a good seller.
So anybody who doesn't like beer, that's what they go to.
Well, listen, I am not a seltzer guy, but I do love, like Perrier. So I guess if I added some alcohol and some flavor to it, I'd be right in there.
That's it.
Right?
That's it.
So some reflection and some legacy. Like if your daughters or your grandchild remember just one thing about you and the things that you've done, what would you want them to be?
I would want them to remember that that I worked really hard to get everything that I have and to support them. I worked the hardest I could to be a dad, to be a good supportive dad, and just to provide for them. And I think that's important. You got to provide for your family and do whatever you can do. In good times or bad times, provide for them any way you can. And that's what I try to do.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's a heartfelt response, because when we think about what we want to leave behind, right? I keep on thinking about this Tim McGraw song, right? It's like, you really only have a little bit of life, right?
Sure.
And so everything that you spend with the ones that you love at least have some level of impact. And impact isn't necessarily buying.
No.
And impact isn't necessarily doing things. Impact is being present.
Right.
Right? And understanding that, just loving somebody through whatever and providing them with your time.
Yeah. Time is the most important thing. And I think sometimes, I just got too involved in work, trying to provide financially for them. I think time is like the number one thing.
Yeah. Hey, we haven't even, I forgot to press start recording.
Oh, no.
I'm just kidding. I just want to say one more technical difficulty before we roll it out. No, I'm just kidding. your eyes lit up like, we got to buy another flight. But we've got 2 more in here, man, before we do the lightning round.
Let's do the...
Which one are we going to go for?
Number 8. It's
number 8.
The Tangy Tule, Tangy Tule.
The Tangy Tule.
Tule. So Tule is a cow. So I didn't name this one. My wife, she thinks of a lot of the names for the brewed beers, usually the cow names.
Okay.
Tangy Tule is... if you smell it, it smells and it tastes more like tang. Like classic tang. So that's where I get the tangy from.
Did you actually put tang in?
No, it's a tangerine puree.
Okay.
But Tule is an orange cow. I'm not sure where the cow came from. But it's an
like
orange.
The little fluffier ones?
No, it's not the Highland fluffy ones. No, it's an orange colored cow. But it tastes straight up like tang.
Like tang.
Like the old classic tang you had when you were a kid.
This brings me back to my childhood,
right?
Man. I mean, obviously I wasn't an alcoholic in my childhood, folks. Don't get the wrong idea. No, but tang, yes, absolutely.
6.5%, super juicy.
It's super juicy.
Yeah.
I ain't messing around. Listen.
Wow.
I ain't messing around. This thing was really, really good.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to get a pint of that one.
That is delicious, yeah.
And then I'm going to let my wife drive home.
That's good. Be
So,
responsible.
I am going to be responsible. And so this is our lightning round, all right? So you just answer as fast as you can, as quick as you can.
Okay.
All right. Early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
Favorite guilty pleasure meal?
Uh, Man, that's a tough one. Oh man, cheesecake.
Cheesecake. Most used dad phrase in your house when you were growing up?
When I was growing up, um, I didn't listen to my dad. No,
Because
I
I
didn't.
said so.
Yeah, yeah. I think that was no. My mom would say that. Yeah, because I said so.
Because I said so.
Because I said so. That was it.
Like the number one
Right?
answer every single
Yeah,
time.
that was,
All
I heard that.
One tool that you can't live without in the brewery or in your home?
Uh, Screwdriver.
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 One thing that your grandbaby does that you absolutely love?
When he smiles at me.
Bam.
Yeah, when he smiles at me, that is, yeah, since day one, I'm like, smile at me. Love it.
That is absolutely awesome. Well, that's going to wrap it up for today. This has been another great episode of Two Dads Having a Beer. I want a big, huge thank you to you, Scott Brown, for allowing us to
Been a
come into
pleasure.
your brewery and enjoy this time talking with you. He's an amazing guest. He owns Daft Cow Brewery right here in Alachua, Florida. You need to come out here and hang out with him. Maybe he'll share one of those stories about the roller rink with you. And obviously, he gave us a really great insight to what it takes to be a business owner and to start a brewery. If you're ever in the Alachua area, make sure that you come, grab a pint, and remember, if you tell them Two Dads sent you, they might give you an extra one at 10% off. But they have to ring a bell and then you have to do a little dance. But all that stuff is a little, you can do it. So if you enjoyed this episode and you want to hit that subscribe button, please do. Leave us a review and share it with another dad and share it with anybody else who feels like this story could actually help them get to the next level in their own life. Listen, there's also an opportunity for you to leave a good beer review. So if you come here, you take yourself a couple sips of a few different pints, go ahead and leave yourself a beer review on that. I'm Brandon Labonte. I'm the host of Two Dads Having a Beer. And I want to say, we'll see you next time. Talk to you soon. Peace.
Cheers.
All right.